Hello, my name is Nikola Malevich, and I am one of the members of Front Left Square. And so Chris and I are going to be making a video going a little more in depth on the concept of augmented reality and virtual reality, and just going into what it is, how it works in its history, and where we could see the projection being in the future. So the first I should clarify is the definition of exactly what it is and how to associate with good examples. So augmented reality and virtual reality, they're digital tools that superimpose images on the world around you, and that's AR. If you've played a game like Pokemon Go, that's a picture-perfect example of it right there, and it was a very popular one a couple years back. Or another thing would be to create a new digital setting that is entirely different from the world around you. So if you use like Oculus VR or whatever other headset, maybe some of you are in possession of one, you play games on Steam, these supernatural games or whatever, that put you in a completely different universe. That is exactly what you're using. So in terms of how does this all work? Because a lot of people ask. So AR, what it's essentially doing is taking the world that already exists around you, whether that's through the camera, the sensors, and however such, and it edits that, and it simulates a generated world through the addition of various objects and other forms of stimuli. And it's obviously going to use the real world as the foundation. Like I said, Pokemon Go is a great example, and there's many other examples like that involving shopping, furniture measurement. Even on certain iPhones, you can use it to measure other people's height, presuming you have the Pro model for the sensor. So, and then obviously VR is just a completely new world that isn't based on your surroundings. So using graphical equipment to create an environment and adding a whole bunch of objects and just making a complete new world for someone out there. Now, in terms of uses, because a lot of people would say that this is only like, let's say, something for video games, which is absolutely not true. It's used not even just for gaming, but for training, for meetings, for education. It's crazy enough. It's used even in the military, architectural design, which is important when it comes to nailing these certain measurements and stuff, which are actually very, very critical, and it's not something you want to mess up either. And as I said, Nike uses it. Maybe you can portray the sneaker on your desk or in your closet or something. You can usually do whatever you want with that. IKEA, great popular example as well, and there are many other companies that are following suit of that. And it's experiencing ground in things even for online shopping. I know Amazon, Walmart does it. Criminal justice and policing is even a thing. Urban planning, asset management, and public workings. So right now I'm going to hand it off over to Chris, who's going to go more into the detail in terms of what issues could arise with this, the history going as far back as 1962 into now in terms of what's going on, and then his opinion in terms of the projection he believes that it will bring it into the future.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Pulaski, and for this second half of the video we will be talking about what are the important issues about AR and VR technology, what is its history, and what are my projections about it for the future. So let's dive in with what are the important issues about VR and AR. So with the two forms of technology becoming more and more popular by the day, just like any other technology, us users get very annoyed with technical difficulties. With young technology like AR and VR, there are many cases of hardware issues, content glitches, and also user difficulties due to the technology being relatively new to the general public. Another issue regarding the technology is the vendor issues when outsourcing extended reality training. With more and more businesses and organizations utilizing AR, some organizations do not have the internal capabilities to develop training programs, mostly due to the high price, costing anywhere from $20,000 to $150,000, depending on the specific features. Then going on with what is its history, the earliest AR and VR style simulations can be traced back to the 60s, but the past decade or so it has been more on the radar of the general population. The company Oculus, now Reality Labs and owned by Meta, was founded in 2012, and it was one of the main driving forces in bringing consumer headsets for VR to the market. As time progressed, other companies like HTC, Valve, and even Google came in with various solutions to attempt to popularize the space with their technology. Once acquired by Meta, the Oculus name began to fade away from the products as Meta's name was being stamped on products like the ever-popular Meta Quest 2. And finally, with my projections about AR and VR technology for the future, I believe the entertainment space will continue to have a growing desire for VR and AR based products, and the devices to drive those experiences will continue to get better and better. Training simulations will also continue to advance to the point where it's hyper realistic and almost indiscernible from the actual task being simulated. Thank you all for listening, and hope you have learned something new, and have a great day.